our high school. Welcome to our ECHS parent information session. I should say ECHS and PTEC. I am Candace Harden. I am the high school counselor, ECHS coordinator, and PTEC coordinator. And tonight, I'm just gonna try to give you a little bit of information about our ECHS. Like I told the kids all day today, I just want you to be informed so you can make good decisions. Okay, so our ECHS mission is to provide the appropriate amount of support to mentor our students to become successful autonomous students. That's the whole goal. We start them off helping them a whole lot more than we do by the time that they're seniors, because we want them to be able to do everything they need to do so that they can be successful college students. We want them to have both academic and personal skills, and that they're able to go attend college on their own after they graduate from high school. That's the whole entire goal. Our PTEC is very similar to our ECHS. The only difference is that our PTEC has a work-based learning component to it, and so we had to choose a pathway to go along with it, and the pathway for our PTEC is health careers. So it's an emphasis on health careers. So what is an early college high school? An early college high school is an open enrollment high school, and it allows students that are least likely to attend college an opportunity to earn an associate's degree by the time they graduate. And so early college high schools enroll historically underrepresented populations, at-risk students, eco-dis students, things like that. We provide dual credit at no cost to students. Of course, at PCA, all of our students are welcome to join the ECHS. Any student can take college classes. We offer rigorous instruction and accelerated courses to increase their college readiness. Provide academic and social support services to help students succeed. We have highly personalized attention. Just ask any of our students. Lots of one-on-one, lots of small groups, things like that, because we have to go through all of their degree audits. That's all I've been doing for the last, I don't even know how long. Meeting with kids, trying to make sure that they're taking courses that follow the degree plans of whatever it is that they want to be when they grow up. So we're pulling degree plans from all of the universities, whatever it is, making sure that they're taking classes that are on that degree plan. They're taking classes that are going to transfer, etc. We partner with Angelina College, and it is to reduce the barriers. And over the last 5 years as the ECHS coordinator, that's become super important to me, more and more. I see barriers on a daily basis, just things that our students have to go through to be able to get into college. That's not intentional, but it's little things like how many applications they have to fill out, or turning in a bacterial meningitis vaccine, and then having to do that again by the time they graduate. It's financial aid applications, et cetera, et cetera. And then of course, like I said, our PTEC, we have a business partner, that's St. Luke's Health Memorial Hospital, and we offer work-based learning opportunities in that area. So our PTEC model, like I said, that's the health careers pathway. Our health careers classroom is down here on the first floor, along with the lab, and all of our ECHS classrooms are down here on the first floor as well. So the whole first floor is our ECHS PTEC. We offer everything at Angelina College, basically anything that they take. And that's part of what I talked about with the 8th graders today. We'll talk about it more over the next couple of days. I want them to know what all of their options are. But basically, there's a bus that goes back and forth all day to AC. Sometimes we have to get really flexible with their schedules. It depends on what they want to do. And so our students are all over AC. Some of the programs that we offer and have offered include, of course, the General Studies Associate's degrees. And like I told the students today, it's your basics. Whatever basics it is that you need, that's what you're doing when you're doing that associate degree. So you're looking at, if you know you want to earn a bachelor's degree, those are the basics you need for that bachelor's degree. Of course, we also offer health careers, different kinds of pathways. We've got a student graduating this year with her pharmacy tech associate degree. We've had plenty of students do CNA, EKG, patient care tech, EMS. We've got 2 LVN students right this second. I had about 10 this year who are seniors who we've been following the BSN route from SFA since they've been in high school. And so what that looks like is they've done all of their basics here, but then we pulled a degree plan from SFA, and a bunch of them are going to UT Tyler, but we pulled those degree plans, and then we made sure that they took the math that they needed, the one that was gonna transfer. So instead of taking college algebra, they've all taken Math 1342. We made sure that we took the sciences that they needed. So they've, of course, taken Anatomy and Physiology 1 and Anatomy and Physiology 2, things like that. We have the cosmetology. We're partnered with the East Texas Cosmetology College, and we are partnered with Legends Barber College. So if your students are interested in Cosmo or Barber, they will start that their junior year. They go their entire junior and senior year for half a day. We have lots of students that are doing welding technology. That is an associate degree. They can do welding technology. There's a level 1 certification, there's a level 2 certification, and advanced certification, and then the welding technology associate's degree. And the really great thing is if they decide to do that associate's degree, all of those certifications are built in. So if they start off, and in fact we have a student that this happened to this year, he started off freshman year taking the welding classes and kept telling me over and over again, I only want level 1 cert, I only want level 1 cert. He came to me this year and said, I'm getting the associate's degree. But everything he has taken so far builds right into that associate's degree. So he's fine, he's on track. We have criminal justice as an option. I know we've had some students already graduate with criminal justice. Associate's degree, we've got 1 this year. And of course, we've got more students moving forward doing that. Our students are able to take HVAC. We can do Core Complete, which is really just getting some of those basics out of the way. And multidisciplinary studies, that's where we mix in some maths and sciences into that general studies associate's degree. Automotive technology is a full year-long program. Their senior year, they're working on cars. So like I told all the 8th graders today, I said, how many of you are sick and tired of math, science, social studies, and English? Because that's what they've done so far all the way through school. They're gonna do that again in high school, and they're gonna have to do that again in college. And some of our students are tired of those basics. So for those students, if they decide to do something like automotive technology or HVAC or some other technical skills job like that, they don't have to take those basics. They get to go to AC and take those, do that pathway without having to take those same basics. So we offer that as well. We've had a student complete the automotive technology degree certification. I think it's a level 2 certification. And his entire senior year was nothing but automotive, and then he interned at Hyundai right after he got out of school. So that summer. Electronics assembler is relatively new for us. That is a partnership between Angelina College and Lockheed Martin. And same thing, whole entire senior year. And they built all these little circuit boards. And so they're putting together, they're soldering all the wires and putting together circuit boards. Our student built sound boards, light boards, things like that. They can go directly into Lockheed Martin with that job, and it pays $50,000 to $60,000 a year. 1-year program. And then of course, Angelina College offers a teaching associate degree that, you know, transitions right into SFA or wherever. And this year I know we've got a student who's getting on the theater degree plan, and I've got one trying to do digital graphic design. So whatever it is that they want to do at AC, we figure out how to make it work. Sometimes, like I said, we have to be super flexible with their schedule and with their high school classes as well. And so we have to move some things around if that's what we need to do to make it work. So our goals of our ECHS. Number 1 is to graduate high school on time. So we're still working on high school while we're trying to get that associate's degree. We still want to emphasize high school's importance, and we have to graduate high school technically to earn a college degree, even though they graduate from AC before they graduate from PCA. So 26 state credits is what they have to have. Of course, out of those 26 credits, a whole lot of them can be dual credit, and we talked about that today. So what does dual credit mean? It counts for college and high school. So like I told them today, when you come into high school and you join the ECHS, you begin building that high school transcript and that college transcript, and you're earning credit in both places. So for our students, depending on what they're doing, some of their dual credit classes may just count for electives, like if they're doing welding. Some of them are going to count for their 4 classes too. So freshman year, those of them coming in that are wanting to do the general associate's degree, they're gonna start off right off the bat taking world geography out of the college instead of taking it here at the high school. They get a full credit for that one semester. They also typically take Music 1306. That counts for a full credit and it replaces their fine art that they need for high school graduation. So that's a little bit of what that looks like. Our students will earn an endorsement. They're automatically on that plan. Their endorsement is based on what courses they took while they were in high school. I determine that based on their transcript. And then of course we have 5-star EOCs. So those end of course exams, which are STAR tests for high school. They have to take a STAR test with English 1, English 2, biology, algebra 1, and US history. Those are the 5. And so those are the 5 that we have to take at the high school. We can't, there's not a dual credit class that replaces them. To take dual credit courses, become core complete, earn an industry recognized certification, or to obtain an associate's degree. These are real rigorous college classes. I had a student ask me today, are college classes hard? I mean, how do you answer that? So degrees are not required or promised. Of course, that's what our goal is, and we tried everything in our power to make it happen. But the credits will transfer no matter the number of credits earned. In other words, your student doesn't have to start taking college classes their freshman year. Some of them aren't ready. If they're not ready yet, they can wait till sophomore year if they want to. They can wait until junior year. It doesn't matter. I've had a senior who asked me before, Miss Harden, am I behind because I didn't start taking classes? She didn't take anything till her senior year. But at the end of the day, she left here with 12 hours, and that was 12 hours she didn't have to take when she went. So that's what I told her. No, technically you're not even supposed to start taking college classes till after you graduate high school. So, of course, my big thing too is discovery. Our students, it's very important for them to discover what they do want to do, but it's also important for them to figure out what they don't want to do. So we, offer the different programs and things for them to try to see what it is that they are interested in and what they're not. And we have some things built into our advisory schedule that they also do with their mentor teachers that help them figure that out. And so we have Zello for one thing. There's some career interest inventories in there. One thing I was surprised and happy about today, talking to all of them, is their careers class seems to be helping them a whole lot. They knew answers to questions that in the past our kids haven't known the answers to, which was fantastic. And so I hope that they're also doing a little bit of career exploration in there. So advantages. It offers a seamless transition from high school to college. They already know what to do by the time they get out of here, so they're not trying to figure out all the things. I tell our students all the time, I can't tell you how many times whenever I was an adult and went to college for the first time that I left Angelina College crying because I was so mad. Because every time I would go, they would tell me something else I needed or whatever, and I'm stubborn and hard-headed, and that's probably the only reason I went. So I want them to be the same way. I don't want them to go and realize that something else is missing and say, forget this, Greater likelihood of success in subsequent collegiate work. Again, we are building that. And so their freshman year, they're taking classes that are not quite as hard as they're gonna probably be by their senior year. And so as they're working their way up through learning how to take the college courses, of course, they know how to do it by the time they're a senior. So it also increases their chance of earning that high school diploma and their college degree, of course. Opportunity to access college facilities. So we run this operation like they're true college students. That's kind of the whole purpose. We want them to go out to the college. We want them to have college experiences. We want them to know how to access all of the facilities and their instructors and the whole 9 yards. Because when they graduate, we want them to know how to go do all of that on their own. Enhanced skills required to be successful at the collegiate level. Time management, critical thinking skills, study skills, and following directions and procedures. And we'll talk about all of that here in just a second. So, the structure. For an associate's degree, 60 college hours. So in order for them to get that 60 college hours, we have it set up where our 9th through 11th graders all take 2 courses per semester. So each of those 3 years, they take 2 courses per semester. That's 12 hours per year. That's 36 hours. So they take, and that's incorrect, I guess, at this point. They take 2 college courses per semester and 5 high school courses. We'll just say plus advisory because they really have 8 periods in their day now. Their senior year, they're full-time college students, and so I kind of tried to, I know I explained that to a couple of classes today. They are, unless they want to take a high school class, and some of them do, some of them want to take robotics, or they might want to take tennis or golf or something along those lines, they're full-time college students. So by the time their senior gets here, we're talking about 4 classes, and a lot of times our kids only need 3. So they might be taking 4 classes there in the fall and 3 classes in the spring, and that's it. That's their 60 hours right there. And we're following a degree plan the whole entire time. So we're checking off and taking exactly what we need to get, the courses that we need that follow the next degree plan. So they take usually no high school courses. Again, they're full-time college students. They can begin taking classes any high school year, just like we said, and our schedule, of course, follows the college schedule because they're in real face-to-face classes. So we follow the same Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday schedule. Our program is set up on a gradual release model, like I mentioned earlier. So we have individual planning for all students based on their goals. 4-year degree, 4-year plans are done every single year. Like I told the students to get today, plans change, so don't stress over it. We can make changes as we need to moving forward. But basically, we do those every single year. And we do degree audits with their transcript checks. And so the degree audit piece and the transcript check doesn't come in until a little later in high school. They don't even have transcripts yet. They won't see their transcript for the first time until about January, and then they'll see it again in June. That's when we start updating and putting those semester grades on their high school transcript. So by their junior year, when I go in to do 4-year plans, that's when we also do transcript checks. I want them to know what they need to graduate high school, and I want them to make sure they're on track to graduate high school. So they know what all they need for their senior year. But the flip side is our college students, we're done with high school at that point, really and truly, because the rest of our courses are coming from the college. So that's where the degree audit part comes in. I do degree audits on all of them. I print their college transcript, check off which classes they've had that they need on their degree plan, show it to them, and then they use it to then build their own schedule, and they truly do. We've been in here in the cafeteria for the last several weeks, and that's exactly what we've been doing. I've been doing degree audits, handing it to them, telling them what they need, showing them how to create a fall schedule and a spring schedule. They're logging on to AC themselves and finding all their classes. And so by doing that activity, they know how to build a schedule. And it's funny because I tell them constantly whenever they're sitting up there complaining about something's full or this won't work because it's at the same time or whatever. It's like my favorite part, and I tell them, welcome to college. So we have integrated degree plans for high school and college planning so that it works, so that we can graduate high school and college. So their 9th grade year, we're doing prescribed courses, and they are cohorted. We do that intentionally. So when the freshman group comes in and they sign up to take college classes, they're all gonna take the same ones, unless they're doing a specific degree plan that's not an associate degree. Either way, they're all together because I want them to learn how to be college students. I want them to work together. They can talk to each other. I want them to be in group messages and tell each other, hey, don't forget we have a test this Friday, or don't forget this is due by Sunday night at midnight, or whatever they need to say to each other. And so they get to work in groups and things like that. Right now, this year, the freshmen are cohorted together 6th and 7th period. They have one face-to-face class and one in person. They're here on this campus. When our students are not in a face-to-face class out at the college, they are here on this campus on the first floor with a mentor teacher. That's how that part works. So our 10th through 11th grade, they go at either 8 o'clock in the morning or 9:30 typically, unless they're in a class that's offered at an odd time at AC, which that happens. And our 12th graders literally make their own schedule. So our 12th graders are coming and going all day, depending on when they chose their classes. And like I said, they're with their mentor teachers, which I think is the next slide, maybe, here pretty quick. So the big deal is, like I said, because our students are part of the process, they know what courses they're taking and why they're taking them. They understand that it's because it's part of their degree plan. We use the Texas Common Course numbering system a whole lot. We look at it to see if the classes that they want to take are going to transfer to the college they're planning on going to. And like I said, we pull down those degree plans. So When they're not with in their college class, like I said, they're with their mentor teacher. This is what they're doing. They are checking their email. They're supposed to be checking their email anyways. We try to teach that. It's very important. Obviously, we're constantly emailing them. Their instructors are emailing them. They check them regularly. We teach them how to use them. So one of the things is how to set up folders, how to search in your email. Email etiquette is a big one. We like to teach our students how to email their instructors, how to set up appointments, things like that. But also, we check over them. So if we have any students who need to send their instructor an email for whatever reason, they missed a class or something along those lines, our mentor teachers will review it for them before they send it. And so teaching them how to do that. We're also doing college planning, so we've got Apply Texas workshops, FAFSA workshops, scholarships going on. Our students are all required to have a planner. That's one of the activities that we do at the beginning. We always set up a freshman orientation time. So for us, we start back to school before the college does. So there's always that couple of weeks at the beginning of the school year that we have time to figure some of this stuff out. That's when we're trying to figure out if we need to buy any book codes or get textbooks assigned, when we get laptops assigned, how do we activate Word? Like I told some of them today, y'all have been using Google for so long, you don't even know how to save a Word document. They've never done it before. But guess what all their college assignments are due on? Word. So that's one of the things they do. They have to learn how to do Word, how to save a document so that they can then send it in or turn it in for their assignment. They're not gonna take Google documents out of the college. Learning how to use Blackboard, how to get in Blackboard, how to print a syllabus, how to print a timeline, how to put your timeline information on your planner, and how to plan ahead and know that you've got a test due here and there's a project due here or a paper due. We've got to space that out some, right? AC Blackboard, like I said, how to interpret their grades. So Angelina College went to a 1,000 point scale. It's been at least a couple of years ago now, and I didn't realize Miss Pearson was here. Miss Pearson, you want to wave to everybody? So Miss Pearson is one of our mentor teachers, but she also teaches for Angelina College. So she actually teaches the Psychology 1300 class and Psychology 2300 class to our students. And she's here on our campus. That's an excellent thing because then she's able to pull them in and help them right here on our campus. Plus she teaches our freshmen the 1300 class face-to-face. And so it's her class, that's freshman orientation, where they do a whole lot of this stuff. They learn how to write a discussion post and how to be formal in a discussion post and how they reply to each other in their discussion posts, things like that. They even print them off and review, they edit each other so that they can learn how to do it more professionally before they get out of her class and move forward. So, but they went to a 1,000 point scale, and our kids don't know what that means. So a lot of times college instructors, they don't put grades in fast, not all the time, and so sometimes they're just like smooth sailing going on, thinking that they're doing fine, and then didn't realize, oh, but they're gonna put zeros in for the things I haven't turned in yet. So we have to work through those kinds of things, and we have to teach them how to calculate their grade on a 1,000 point scale and how to go in and look at view all assignments and things like that so that we can make sure we are getting all of our work turned in and not missing any assignments. Individual planning, high expectations. Of course, we have high expectations for our kids. My favorite thing to do is to walk into class and say, y'all better all have straight A's. Do y'all have straight A's? We work on job applications and resumes as well, especially through that Zello app, that program that we have. So on Mondays, they're doing planner checks. On Tuesdays, they're doing email checks. Wednesdays, we've got some SEL activities. And Thursdays, we're doing grade checks and student monitoring. So our mentor teachers are constantly grade monitoring the students. They're all taking different classes. We're not teaching the classes here on campus. That's not the mentor teacher's responsibility, but they are logging into the students' blackboards to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing and that their grade doesn't look like it's failing. If they look like they're failing or missing something, that mentor teacher is going to pull them, conference with them and say, why are you missing this? Have you talked to your instructor about it? Have you sent them an email? Let me see your email. Let's do that right now. Excuse me. Let's look at that right now. You know, they're going to say, well, what happened on this test? How did you study last time? What can we do different to study this time? Those kinds of conversations. If they're worried about your student, they're also going to shoot you an email or give you a phone call. Same to you, you can always reach out to the mentor teacher to check to see how your student is doing. So process, it's really and truly all of our students that come into the high school are able to take college classes if they want to. So what we're doing is, obviously I will be in with 8th graders all this week. There's an ECHS enrollment packet. That's to gather some information basically. I like to know what their plans are. I enter it in the spreadsheet that I have that I keep up with all of our kids the whole way through. So those I have tonight for you whenever we get finished. The kids will get them this week if they didn't pick up one tonight. TSI testing will take place this summer. We have not set the date yet, but just as soon as we do, we'll send all of that information out. Do not worry if you miss TSI testing in the summer. We offer multiple opportunities. We're TSI testing right now. We've tested all year long. We'll test at the beginning of the school year, etc. The bridge camp that we do in the summer though, what I will say about it is I think it's usually 3 days. For the first day, they get information, it's a multiple choice. Let me say this, there's 2 parts to the TSI. There is an ELAR part and there's a math part. We are not worried about math right now because we're not taking any math classes at the college yet. We only focus on the ELAR first. So for ELAR, there's an essay section and a multiple choice section. The multiple choice section has revising and editing and I guess comprehension. So within those 2 sections, they'll get some review study information about that during the TSI Bridge Camp. And then they'll also get an essay section. And so during the essay section, they'll actually write an essay. They have to do that for homework, and then they'll come back and get pointers on their essay. So they learn about transition words and how to make it look like an essay that a computer is going to grade. So we learn all of the pointers, and then at the end of the TSI Bridge Camp, we take the TSI. They get results immediately, so we already know where they stand. There's some other factors and things that we can look at with the TSI for them going into that freshman year. The classes that they currently take for freshmen are non-TSI liable courses. We have to make sure that we pass TSI going into 10th grade. So there is an Anthem College dual credit student application. We are planning on filling that out this Thursday. And then they all have to have a bacterial meningitis vaccine. They typically get that in 8th grade, and then it lasts for 5 years. So what happens every single year is our 8th graders get the bacterial meningitis. They're good throughout high school for the most part, and then right whenever we're getting ready to graduate high school and go on to college, we have to have that vaccination again. If you have it, we more than likely have it on file, and I'll get them sent to AC. But your students may come home and say, hey, I have to have an updated one, so just be aware if they do. And if you go to a doctor's office or wherever you go, all you have to do is tell them, I need that shot that's for college, and they know which one it is. So we do TSI test on campus. Like I said, we test all the time. We don't charge our students for the test. Retests are available. We have lots of study materials for our students. So the mentor teachers all have like these study packets that they've been passing out. There are lots of study resources online. Literally, you can just Google TSI study materials and you will find stuff. If you go to the PCA website and you go to the ECHS page and scroll down to the bottom, there are some links on there for some math and ELAR materials as well. It gives you information about the test. It is an online test, like I said, immediate results, and then we talked about a couple of different sections. Our juniors are taking the math section now to prepare for taking math their senior year. Some of our students will take a math their junior year, and if they do, then we'll take the TSI prior to them taking their math class year in junior year. It's an untimed test, but there aren't any other accommodations allowed for that test. So, one of the things that I started talking about with this presentation, either last year or the year before, are transcripts and grades, and it's a big thing that I talk about with the students. Because like I said, when they enter high school and enter that ECHS program, they're building 2 transcripts. They're starting that college transcript and that high school transcript. And so, like I told them today, once those grades go on there, they can't be changed. They're staying on there. So it's really important that they know how that works. The college courses that they take are weighted dual credit classes. So if they, of course, it can help their GPA improve, and we'll look at that in just a second. The grades that we get are obtained directly from the college. We're not pulling them from their blackboard or anything like that. At midterm and at final, Angelina College actually sends us their grades. So it's directly from what the college instructor put in. They are not reported on progress reports. Their college grades are not every 3 weeks. You will not see them until semester. We do mail midterm grade letters home though, and like I said, the mentor teachers are constantly checking their grades, and so you can find out at any time through them. Parents can also, steal your students' login information and get in anytime that you want to and look to see how they're doing. And if you need help with that, the mentor teachers can absolutely help with that because they're always logging into Blackboard. At the college, a 60 is passing, right? You can make a D in a college class to pass, and they still can. However, for it to be passing for high school, it has to be a 70. So when it goes on your high school transcript, it needs to be a 70 before you're gonna see that credit column show up as credit, like we talked about today. Out at the college, you'll get credit for those 60s. Dual credit college course grades are listed on their high school transcript and calculated in the GPA as weighted credit. So if a student earns a 43 in History 1301, a 43 is going on their transcript and it's gonna be calculated at 0.0 points. And we talked about all of that today and they know what that does to their GPA. So this is a sample of a transcript. This is what I do with the students. And so today in Ms. Hendry's class, I had a transcript, a couple of different fake transcripts that I put up on the board and showed them exactly how we calculate GPA and where class rank comes from. So if you're looking at this transcript, you'll notice these D's. So that's a dual credit class. Regular high school classes are on a 4.0 scale. So if a student takes English 1 here at the high school and they make a 100 in it, they're gonna get 4.0 points. If they make a 99, it's 3.9, 98, it's 3.8, etc. Keeps counting down till you get to 69, and then it's 0 points. If it is a college course and they make a 100 in it, which happens, they're gonna get 5.0 points. And then of course the 99 would be 4.9, 4.8, 4.7, etc. It counts down. So if you're looking at this transcript, you'll see that this dual credit 63 is worth 0 points towards the GPA, and it is calculated in there. So in other words, it's an average. You add up all the points and you divide by how many different grades we entered. That 0 is added in there and it's in the divisor. A 90 is worth 3.0 points, and yet a 93 college class is worth 4.3. And so you can see where a college class is a full point more than a regular high school course. Let me see if there's anything else. So right here saying this 70 would be worth 1.0 normally, it's worth 2.0 here. Our PE credits are 4.0 for the 100, 3.5 for a 95, etc. And so it can help them if they let it. It's like I told them today. If you make a B in a college class, it's like you made an A in a high school class. And a whole lot of our students make straight A's, and they make straight A's in their college classes. And so their GPA pushes up above a 4.0. Student responsibilities. Our students are responsible for completing all of their assignments. I can't imagine not turning in a college assignment at all, and I try to teach that to them too. We all do. There is no such thing as late work. Those are the things that we talk to them and try to teach them about those hard deadlines. All homework, following the timelines and maintaining appropriate attendance. Students may be assigned Edgenuity to make up lost credit for high school. So like we just looked at a transcript where a student made a 60-something. If that's a class that was required for high school, we're not gonna retake it at the college probably because they got credit for it at the college. So we may need to recover that credit for the high school though. And a lot of times we'll just do that just through Edgenuity. Our students will obtain a PCA laptop, turn in the agreement form, and then they pay a $40 insurance fee. They do not have to do that every year, or maybe they do have to do that every single year. I don't know, I'll have to get with Mr. Bright about that one. Our courses are face-to-face. They do sign up for some online classes, and if they're in an online class, they do that right here in their mentor classrooms. Students check both PCA and AC email regularly. They are responsible for scheduling and attending all necessary appointments with their college instructors. Of course, our students have a lot of extracurricular stuff going on. Sometimes they need to take a benchmark test, sometimes they're STAR testing, things like that. The college instructors are used to it. They have policies and things like that they have to go by, but they also know that our students are involved in extracurricular activities. And our students know to email the instructors to let them know in advance when they're not gonna be there. And then of course our bus goes back and forth and our students all have to ride the bus, they're not allowed to drive. So college norms, I always like to talk to parents about just in case. College due dates are hard deadlines, they're not negotiable. We do have a few instructors who will be flexible or they understand if there's a major situation or something like that, but it is to their discretion. So sometimes we have instructors that are not gonna take late work, period. So that's why we wanna make sure that our kids understand these hard deadlines. Students can be instructor dropped. This has happened, not super often, but it has happened. In fact, our dual credit, the director of dual credit for Angelina College is a great partner. She and I talk all the time. We work together very well. She has kind of a, I don't know, an understanding at AC, I guess, with all the instructors that they don't drop any dual credit kids without going through her first. So she always communicates with me about it before something like that happens. But occasionally they slip through if they didn't know that it was a dual credit student or something like that. I don't think it's happened in the last couple of years for sure. But if they are absent for 4 consecutive times without communicating, if they are absent 3 unexcused times, students have to communicate with their instructor, and appointments are scheduled outside the college schedule because we don't want them to miss the bus. So sometimes our students will communicate with their mentor teacher and let them know that they have an appointment and they may stay late or something like that, and we'll just code their attendance and then, they'll come back to the next class. High school accommodations are not the same at the college. So some of you may be under a 504 or a special education umbrella, and you may have heard that their accommodations go with them to college. They do. We have some information that we have to fill out, some packet stuff to fill out and send to the college. It is not exactly what the school says though. If the school says that they get extended time and that means it's a whole entire another day, it's not gonna be another day at the college, okay? It might be a percentage. So things like that, just for you to be aware of. Only 6 drops are allowed over a college career. That's really important. We want our kids to know that because we don't just let them just drop out of classes. Their freshman year, if they're really, really struggling, we will absolutely bail them out. But once they've been doing this for a while and they know better, we don't bail them out. They have to learn. They have to learn that it's not okay to just not turn anything at all in. College staff do not communicate with parents. That's a big one. You can send all the emails you want to your kids' college instructors. They are not going to reply to you. So we have to make sure that it's your kids that you're communicating through. So if you want to talk to a college instructor, you're going to want to help your student send an email to that instructor. Okay, something along those lines. Definitely communicate with the mentor teachers, communicate with me, things like that, but they're just not going to. All work must be completed regardless of whether it's late or not. And Angelina College checks everything for plagiarism. So if they get caught plagiarizing, and they'll learn this at the very beginning, we will take a tour of AC, we'll do all kinds of stuff through that freshman orientation I was talking about earlier. And one of the big things that they talk to them about is plagiarism. They do a dual credit 101. And it's important that they know because they get a 0. If they plagiarize something, they'll get a 0. They usually don't get to redo it. And sometimes, depending on who the instructor is, they'll put it on file with the, I don't know, discipline office or whatever you want to call it. So things to keep in mind. Our students, if they fail for 2 consecutive semesters or they have poor conduct, they might be removed for a long semester. For no less than a long semester, I guess I should say. ECHS staff will communicate with students first to try to get them to do what they are supposed to do, and then they're absolutely going to reach out to you. Rules for PCA as well as AC must be followed on the AC campus. And then our ECHS PTech website has lots of resources on it. I try to, I've added different links over time. Our students sometimes will forget how to log into Blackboard, or they might forget their AC ID or how to get into a student portal or something like that. There's a quick reference guide there, tells them how to get onto the AC Wi-Fi, tells them how to get into Blackboard, the whole 9 yards. The rules are listed there, how to view your schedule, et cetera, is there. And some of this stuff, it looks like whenever you look at it that the dates are off, but the link is new. So just know that too whenever you're looking. And down here at the bottom are the links to the TSI resources. I was just on there, I don't know, yesterday, day before, doing some updates. So I probably need to look and make sure that everything else is completely updated. I know the bell schedule is not right anymore. But for the most part, everything on there should be updated. So our PCA, ECHS staff members provide whole group and one-on-one support. The effort has to come from our students, though. We do not do it for them. We want to make sure that they know how to do what they're doing. And so like I said, one example is Miss Pearson's class. Their freshman year, she teaches all of them the Psychology 1300 class. But when they move into sophomore, junior year, and they might take her Psychology 2301 class, they are taking that class online and going to her for support. So she's not standing at the front of the room teaching the class per se, but she might be pulling them and talking to them as she needs to, or they may be going to her for help or asking her for assistance. Same thing with our geography class, things like that. And then the difference between freshman year versus the older they get. And that is it. So, here's my contact information. If you have any questions, it's a great program. It's a great opportunity for our students. We've seen lots and lots of success. One of the big things is our students get so many experiences that when they get out of here, like I said, they know what to do. You know, it's just a different, and that's what we're all passionate about. Our passion is, you know, removing those barriers, getting them to go through the program, but also making sure that they know what they're doing when they get out of here and that they're successful. So, yes, sir.
What kind of a computer or laptop